One thing about me is I love lists. I love making them, I like reviewing them, I like ticking stuff off them, making new lists to replace those lists, and that's what today is about. I'm going to be reviewing my plant wish list. Hello, my name is Balisa. Welcome to Plants and Things, where I talk about plants and things. First up on my list are the Anthurium crystallinum and the Anthurium clarinevium. And the reason that I put these two plants together is because they look so similar to me that if I were to get the one, I don't think I would get the other one. So these plants have been on my wish list since there was a wish list. In fact, even before there was a wish list, because I've wanted this plant since I started collecting plants. But at the time, I think the plants were $650 and they actually are still $650, which is kind of crazy, which is about $30. So I wanted it, but I just felt like it was too pricey for me to get at that time. Since then, I have spent that type of money on plants, but I still haven't bought this plant, which either means I don't want this plant as much as I think I want it, well, these plants as much as I think I want it, or I'm just easily distracted. So that being said though, this plant will remain on the list because I really still think it's so pretty. Like the deep pronounced veining is so gorgeous, and the fact that it comes out in that reddish brown color, I think that's really pretty. And so I kind of would still like to buy it, and I think I might surprise myself one day by getting it. Continuing on the Anthurium train, the other Anthurium on my list is the Anthurium radicans ex luxurians. Now, this plant is currently impossible to get in South Africa, so this is kind of like a pipe dream, but I really like the rough looking surface of the heart-shaped leaves. And when I was looking more into the plant, because you guys know I like to stalk my plants before I buy them, I found out that the leaves, like the new baby leaves, come out in a pink to gold color, which is just kind of really nice. So this is the Anthurium that's at the top of my list right now, which means the crystallinum and clarinevium are being pushed to the side once more. Next up on my wish list is the Monstera obliqua Peru. Honestly, at a time, I wanted this plant so badly. And I think it's because my favorite plant influencer used to rave about this plant so much, and I used to consume so much of her content that I thought, unless I had this plant in my collection was not complete. But as much as this plant is on my wish list, I'm really still hesitant to get it. And the reason is because price-wise, this plant is 2,000 Rand, which is around $100. Secondly, do I really want this plant, or have I been influenced into thinking that I want this plant? Thirdly, I have the Monstera adansonii, which is a cousin of this plant, and I like it well enough. Like, it's not my favorite, but I like it, and it's easy to care for, and it's easy to grow. But the Monstera obliqua Peru is not at all like that. Like, from what I've seen and read and stuff, it's really high maintenance. It likes high humidity, and the only high humidity place I can give this plant is in my propagation box. So the question has been, am I willing to spend that much money on a plant that I don't even know that I really like to keep it in a propagation box? And the answer thus far has really been no. But I'm still keeping it on my wish list because you know what? You never know. The other Monstera on this list is the Monstera Tycon, which is a recent acquisition, and so I'm gonna get her. Oh my goodness, I hope you can see her. Oh, this is my Monstera Tycon. Okay. Just put it there. Yes, which I just said. I think I got it a month ago, and she's really pretty and I like her. And this is the newest leaf, which is still hardening off. So each of these leaves are supposed to be like a constellation, and they just so gorgeous, especially when paired with the natural beauty of a Monstera deliciosa. So this plant is still very scarce in South Africa. Like a couple of months ago, I saw the plant on a website, and then I was like, should I get it? Shouldn't I get it? Should I get it? Shouldn't I get it? And then somebody snatched it up, and I was really sad. And then when I found it on Facebook Marketplace, I bought it. So, and I'm really excited. But also when I got it, I was really scared that I was going to kill it, because there's so many stories of people or not even killing, like having to restart their ticons because this happened and this happened. So I did a lot of research when I got it, and that whole thing of like it's not supposed to like sit in water, which generally is a thing that I'm maybe trying to make my plants not do, like sit in water. But then as I was saying that, I thought of like there are plants that sit in water because they just need so much water and they want to they love having wet feet. So let me not say that's a general thing that I'm doing, but this plant supposedly does not like that, and so I have not been doing that. And yeah, I think the plant is really happy. It's further away from sunlight, and so one of the things I wanted to do was bring it closer to sunlight, but I'm kind of scared of doing that because I don't want to do that and then the plant dies, and I'm like, why don't you just leave it there, right? So because then I guess more it's like I'm hurrying until it has bigger leaves, but then I'm just like, be patient and enjoy the plant where it is. So yes, I really, really, really like it. Honestly, I think Monstera deliciosus generally deserve being so popular because they're so beautiful. Moving on to pothos, I have one pothos on this list, and that's the Manjula pothos. Now, I will say that this pothos is quite similar to my Enjoy pothos, and I can't even tell the difference between these two plants, and my rule generally is not to get two similar looking plants. I mean, the Anthurium, clarinevium, and crystallinum story, but I still would really like to get this plant, and I think it's because of the name, like Manjula, which means beautiful spring, and so I'm keeping this plant on my wish list simply because it's beautifully named. The next plant I'd like to get is the Oxalis Pink Splash, and yes, this plant looks like clover and it's really pretty. I think clovers are really pretty. A couple of months ago, I had clovers start growing in the same pot as my bougainvillea, and they do this cool thing where they shut themselves up at night and they open up when the sun comes up, and I was really enjoying that, but they were taking over the bougainvillea pot, so I decided to take that soil out because of course it's like a weed-like plant, so it'll start growing if you just uproot them. So I decided to take that soil out and put it in a different pot so they could like grow freely, and then put new soil for my bougainvillea. But the clovers died, which was kind of sad. And I read later that they have really delicate root systems, so soz guys. Anyway, as I said, I think clovers are pretty, and this Oxalis Pink Splash is prettier because it's pink, and it comes in different colors. It also has purples, so God is really doing the most in nature, honestly. Next up are the Alocasia Friedeck and the Alocasia Friedeck variegated. I'll put the scientific name because I'm not going to say it. Now, I do not have any Alocasias in my collection. Well, I did not until I got them because I just bought two, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm going to get the boxes. Hello. This in here is the Alocasia Friedeck variegated, and this long box is the Alocasia Friedeck, which is the green variety. So this guy is not expensive, but really, really difficult to find, whereas this guy, honestly, feels like such a steal. This guy, the Alocasia Friedeck variegated, is both expensive and impossible to find in South Africa. But then, so anyway, I thought if I ever got the plant, I was gonna have to ship it from overseas, which would have cost like $65 to just ship the plant to South Africa, which I was not willing to do. Yes, so this plant would have cost me $65 to ship from overseas, and it's really, really expensive. But then I found this variegated Friedeck on a South African website, reputable one, by the way. It's called Fuzzy Roots, and it was a fifth of the price that I'd seen in all the other overseas places. So I bought it and saved money by spending money. So I'm gonna unbox it. I'm gonna start with this long one. I really have been like waiting since yesterday to unbox these plants, especially this one. I'm like, why is this what is this? Why is this box so long? I'm just interested to see the packing situation that required such a long box, but also to see the plant. This website, I should also say that this website had two options. It had a big option like a medium-sized plant and a small plant, and I bought the small plant, and I hope that I will not live to regret that. Okay, we'll cut it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I said I bought the smaller plant, which, okay, it's also, it's really, okay, this long box was actually necessary, it seems. Ooh. There's a lot going on here. This is reminding me of the first time I repotted a plant on this channel. And it was extremely stressful. Okay. Wow. Ugh. We're so busy. Okay, this is much taller than I thought the plant was going to be, honestly. There's the invoice. The thing is from Plantain. So, okay. I just feel like ripping the top part off a bit. There is a lot going on. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is not the small option. But I guess also when you sell plants, you take pictures when they're tiny, and then it takes a while to sell them, and then by the time you sell them, they're really big. But oh my goodness, this plant is completely worth it. This plant is so gorgeous. Okay, some roots are growing out, and it is kind of dry, but, and there's soil everywhere. Sorry, I'm mostly saying that, not because, again, this apartment just got cleaned. Whew. Okay. Oh my God. Oops. Oopsie. I'm completely excited. I'm completely excited. I'm like, wow. This, as I was saying, I bought the small plant and it was supposed to be one leaf. And so these are like 3 leaves. Sorry, I meant 2 leaves more. Yes. And yes, there are lots of roots inside. And one of the things I'm honestly so very excited about growing Alocasias is getting corms and like growing corms. So yeah, but this plant is, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's really, really pretty. Completely unexpected once more. This is like when I got my peperomia hope, and it was like 3 or 4 times what I thought it was going to be. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy for the price I paid. Can you tell how happy I am? Anyway, okay, next plant. I'm going to put this plant away. Next up is the Alocasia fried egg unboxing. Fried egg variegated, sorry, they're both fried eggs. And I feel like that first plant was so good that I'm like, there's so much, is the word anticipation? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Obviously there's anticipation, but there's like, the word escapes me now, but I'm expecting a lot from this guy. having spent more. Okay, this was much easier to open, so I'll give them that. And there's a lot of paper confetti. Okay, it looks like, sounds so disappointed. Let me put this. I'm not disappointed, I'm thankful. Okay. Okay, this is the plant. Are we supposed to do that? That is the plant. And the leaves look really healthy. The latest leaf is really white. Okay, it'd probably help if I took everything out before I started examining the plant. Wow, people really, having been the person who's like put a million things to protect the plant, and then now having to unwrap it, I'm like, this is a lot. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is the plant, Frydek 1. That's the one I got. Oh, it's really cute. Especially excited to have it since it was really impossible to get. So one of the things for me about getting this plant was that I felt like it was so similar to this plant, but the baby of this plant. So I was like hesitant, but honestly, they are different, and they're especially different, I think, when they become like huge mammoth plants. I really like this planter, this nursery pot. It's really nice. It's really different. Anyway, that's the Alocasia Frydek variegated. So those are the plants that I've added to my collection. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm so excited. And that was really stressful. Unboxing things is really stressful. Before I continue the video, I'm going to clean up this mess, and then we'll continue with my wish list. Next is my philodendron wish list plants, and this list is actually kind of more extensive. First up is it's two plants. It's the Philodendron billetier and the Philodendron burlmarks variegated. I'm mentioning specifically the burlmarks variegated because the Philodendron billetier variegated plant is astronomically priced, so I would never get that. But I mentioned these plants together because they look so similar that, again, I would buy the one and not the other. I really like the leaf shape. I like how they grow. I think they add like a jungly vibe to a collection, so I really would like that. But then again, they've been on this list for a while, and again, in this instance, I wouldn't get both the green variety and the variegated variety. If I'm getting one, I think it's probably going to be the variegated one because, yeah, it feels like it's the best of both worlds, but as I'm thinking about it, it really is not the best of both worlds. So, yeah, that is the billetier and the burlmarks. The burlmarks. The next philodendron is the Florida Ghost. Now, I honestly think the leaves on this plant are so beautiful and so different to most, because most leaves are like that. I don't know what the shape of that is or if there's a name of that shape, but this one is, actually, I'm now thinking of a maple, and I'm like, okay, there are leaves that are similar to that. But anyway, it's very uniquely shaped, and I like it. I love the green variety. But then I found out that there's the Florida Ghost. So there's the Florida Green and the Florida Ghost and the Florida Beauty. And the Florida Ghost, the leaves start out whitish yellow and then harden off to a green. And so I think that'll be getting the best of both worlds, actually. And so, yeah, I really would like to get the Florida Ghost. But I think I really would be happy with the Florida Green because the Florida Ghost is also really semi-impossible to get. yeah, so I think I really would be happy with the Florida green as well, because it's really pretty. The shape, it's like a dark green as well. So yeah, that's that. So actually it should be the Florida, like on the list it should be the Florida green slash Florida grossed. So yes, that is that. Second last on my list is the Philodendron ploumanii, and I think this plant also is on this list because of my favorite plant influencer. She didn't talk a lot about this plant, but she did have it, and I was like, that's a really pretty plant. This plant is a crawler though, and I don't think I'm good with crawlers, if anything is to be said of my Philodendron gloriosum. So I'd kind of be reluctant to get this plant because of that, but it really has cool like leaves which are like pillowy, and I think that is why that plant is on the wish list. And so I think get it. It's not free, it's not like easily available, and I think it is still kind of expensive, at least in South Africa. So it's also not one that I'm like super pining for, but it is on this list because, yeah, like I said, if it was available I would probably get it. Question mark. Yeah, maybe things need to be taken off the list. And last on the list is the Philodendron Pink Princess. If you've been on this channel for more than a minute, you know that I went through a pink phase. Pink phase? What are words? I went through a pink phase in my like plant collection, and I had a whole video about my pink plant collection, and when I like finished that video I went looking for the Philodendron Pink Princess because it's like the creme de la creme of pink plants, and so I got it. So I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in South Africa. I found it on this random obscure website whose name I can't remember, and I'll put on the screen. I found it on that website, and they were selling 3 seedlings of this plant for 200 Rand, which is about $10. And I kind of thought it was a scam, but I was like, and I bought it, and actually it was real. So like they actually gave me 3 plants. I'm gonna get them. This is the plant, and it's not looking the best. That's on me. Yeah, it's also not looking the pinkest probably, but there's like a little half moon. All 3 of them are in here, which I'm not liking, and so I'm going to be repotting it. The white stuff is diatomaceous earth. Yeah, so that's the plant. And so I did get 3 seedlings, which was really cool and surprising. Yeah, so that is another plant that I'm taking off my list. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been making these videos for 2 months now, and it's been so much fun. More fun than I thought. Obviously it's work, but it's like good, fun work. I'm so thankful to you all who watch these videos and like and comment. It's been incredible, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.